Hi, this is Stan, K7SPF, and here's my question. Is the Xiegu X6100 a friendly radio for CW learners? Well, here's the answer. I think so. Let's take a look. Okay, so here you can see the radio, brand new. I haven't even taken the screen protector off. I've had just 2 QSOs with it so far, and so I'm still getting used to everything. But I really think it's very friendly for people like myself that are learning CW, coming up the curve. In one sense, we're all learners, but I'm just on the bottom end, just trying to get up to speed where I can have some meaningful QSOs and contact with people. So let's take a quick look at some of the features. You can see a single paddle key from CW Morse. Here's like a portable version of the key, and here's a desktop version. This I can pack and take with me when I want to go portable. This is a little heavier, but it's basically the same kind of a key. And you can see that I've got the paddle kind of rigged up. I make a lot of mistakes with a double paddle. I'm just not that good yet. However, the single paddle fits my style better because the whole thing moves, but I really like a wide grip, just like on this bug that I have. I have a vintage bug, and I just love that spacing. So what I did is I took the plastic paddle and stuck sort of a piece of furniture pad that I had in the garage. I cut it up on the bandsaw, so you can see both of these have that extra padding. So it's really the same spacing as a bug would be, and for me that works out really good. So anyway, if you're brand new to Morse code, you probably should be learning on a straight key because it is very intuitive. It's just like tapping your fingers on the table. There's nothing that really gets in the way technically from you making the short and long tones that you need for CW, the short and long dits and das. And so straight key is a wonderful way to go, and a lot of people get on the air, I know I did, with the straight key because they got less nervous with it and there wasn't as much of a fiddling factor that you have with the set of paddles. Some of us who are kind of still learning, but we're going fast enough that it's really hard to keep up with the straight key, we use paddles, but I enjoy making contact with people that are still going very slow. So this radio, I think, has a fun little feature. So here's our main screen, and for CW people, it's got a key button right on the front. Let me zoom in on that. I'm going to hit it once, and there's going to be menu selections. We'll hit it again. So we'll simply hit that key twice. And over here, this is called CW Trainer. Right now it's set off, which means when we get into the key, then the radio is going to transmit. But if we select that and turn the trainer on, so you can see now we're in training mode, and you can practice trying to get used to the cadence of the keyer in the radio. Let's hit the key, and we're going to come back to the key speed. So let's set that down. I have it at 18 words per minute right now. Let's set that down to 16, for example, 16 words a minute. Let's set it a little slower than that. If it gets too slow on a key, it's just hard to follow the characters. Okay, that is about 13 words a minute. Okay, so I usually keep my key somewhere around 17, 18 words per minute. But there might be an SKCC contest going on, or people that are using a straight key and they're sending really slow, and when they slow down it's really hard. Even though you can change the speed really quickly, it's really hard to use the paddles at really slow speed. So this is one cool trick that this radio has. Under here where it says key type, it's set for auto write right now, which is your typical paddle setting. But now I'm going to flick it over to manual and watch what happens. I can simply use my paddle. It actually turns it into like a cootie, but we can use it just like a straight key. See, I can make short or I can make long. So my paddles, and I'll back up just a bit. So my paddle, I haven't changed anything mechanically, but the paddle is now just like a straight key. How cool is that? And you can go back and forth. As soon as I flick it over to auto write, I'm back into my paddle mode. If I flick it over to manual, I think that's really cool, and you can do it on the fly while you're listening and trying to come back to someone who's on the air. So for that reason, I think this radio is really friendly for CW learners. You've got a training mode that's quick to get to and get out of, and you can switch between your paddles and essentially a straight key with just a couple clicks of the button, and you can do it right on the fly, and you can go back and forth. A couple little odd things. When the radio arrived, I really haven't done much to it at all, except that this VFO knob, let me turn this down a little bit, this VFO knob was a little tight. So there's a little rubber tire that just slips off, and you take a little Allen key and you can loosen that and set that knob in and out of the cabinet. I did mine with the radio set up like this, and that was a quick adjustment. So now it feels nice and smooth the way I like it, so that's easily adjustable. Another feature that I think is helpful for learners is that in addition to just the numerical readout, you've got your waterfall, so you can see where there's activity in the band and you can kind of chase it around and find what you're looking for. And when you're brand new, everything seems very strange and mysterious, so it's nice to have a radio display where you can see where the activity is and you can kind of go search it out and hunt it out. And as you get more used to some of the functions, you can get an idea of how efficient your antenna is, and there's an antenna tuner that can tweak things into a fairly resonant antenna, even though it may not be a resonant antenna to begin with. A couple of funny things on this radio. In the book, they call the Morse code key or paddles, they call it a tapper. Kind of funny. And also, I don't know if you've looked on the Radiodity site, you may have seen there photographs of the external speaker that you can get with this. Some packages will include this, other times you have to buy it. When it arrived, it was way smaller than I had realized. Here it is in my hand. You can see it's small, and I don't mean that as a criticism. In fact, when I saw the pictures, it always looks really big, and I thought, what am I going to do with a speaker that size? But actually, it's a great little size, and it is out of the way and fits on my desk just fine. One other thing that may be of interest to CW learners is this radio has a Morse code decoder, CW decoder. And although it sounds really fascinating, it is a little bit fiddly. I'll show you a screen of it here. You have to match the speed setting on the radio to the speed of the code coming in, and that's a little bit fiddly. And to be honest with you, if the Morse code is coming so fast that you really would need a decoder to understand what's going on, it's probably not doing you all that much good anyway. So it's kind of a curiosity that you can play with, but it's not 100% reliable, and it is taking some fiddling, so you're probably better off just spending the time practicing the code at a speed that you can understand rather than trying to decode something that's being sent really fast on the radio. Okay, just a quick little look at the X6100. In my personal opinion, I think it's a great radio for those of you learning and trying to improve your CW. Well, this is Stan. Saying, and I'll see you right here next time.